And we are back here on the album drop CHUO 89.1 FM. And joining me is our old friend Brad Martel. Good afternoon, Brad. Welcome back to the album drop.
Yeah, Phil, thanks a lot for having me back on. It's good to be on the other side of the glass this time.
Yeah, really. No, it's first of all, it's our pleasure. For anybody who is not as versed with the history of this program as myself and Brad are, Brad and I actually co-founded this program way back in 2010, and we co-hosted it together for, I don't know, about a year and a half or so, almost 2 years maybe, something like that. And then
we obviously didn't invent the podcast or anything, but like to think that we were doing one, what was that, like over 10 years ago, seems kind of crazy because they got a lot more popular after that.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, we know we started on FM radio, and then we had a little bit of time there where we did the show out of my living room for, I think we did 8 episodes of that, and then we got over here to CHUO, and the show has been here ever since. So it's
like the rest is history, as they say, you know.
We are here today to talk about your new EP. It's called We Meet Again, and best I can tell, this is the first release for you as Brad Martel. How did that come to be?
Well, it's something I always wanted to do. I feel like there's I don't know what, I don't want to make it sound like it's a disease or something, but there's a thought process that drummers have, which I was for a lot of bands in Ottawa for many years. Just where you kind of feel a little trapped behind the kid, and you'd like to have something where you're up front, and I don't have anyone else playing with me on this album, but just where it's your vision, and if you do have other players with you, they're kind of backing up your vision as opposed to the other way around. That was kind of the motivation behind this. But
because it's funny you mention that, because I've known you long enough to know that, as a musician, you can do pretty much everything. And, you've shared songs that you've written, for years in your other bands and whatnot. I've been to your house. I've seen that you have guitars, and obviously you can sing because, it's, if you can talk, you can sing. Whether or not you want to share with anybody is a different story, but that it is what it is. So I was really intrigued listening to this to find that there were no percussive elements on this release. Why did you choose to go that route when recording these tunes?
I'm really glad you pointed that out. The way I described that was kind of like a little joke to myself. Just when I think about the album, I chuckle every now and then. It's kind of the same as the last answer I gave. I just thought, you know what? On this album, I'm putting everything but drums. It was kind of like a defiant little thing.
It's almost like, everybody knows me as a drummer, so here's something else.
Absolutely, yeah.
Tell me a little bit about how and why the inspiration for this record came to be, because from what I can tell, it's not coming from the most exciting time in your life. But I don't want to tell your story. You tell us your story.
Yeah, it's definitely a really heavy-hearted album. I couldn't really, I found I couldn't really control the way it came out, especially the couple of new songs. Like, there was really no way around it. I find, at least myself as a songwriter, I'm always trying, hoping things will be upbeat in the thoughts that that's what the listener wants to hear. But there was just no way around it. A lot of this was done as a means to cope with a big loss I had last year. I had a girlfriend who I was living with for 3.5 years, who I lost last February. She's the girl on the cover, of course.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. So tell me about the cover. And how you said it came from a real photo. Why that picture, and why the drawing and not just use the picture itself?
Yeah, oddly enough, I posted that picture a year ago today. It was actually February 9th was when all this terrible stuff happened. But I guess that's just a side note that it's been a year ago today. I just chose that picture, obviously, and a lot of people have said it. Just the love and the tenderness really comes through. That was really, really early in our relationship, and especially the way she looks in the picture. She looks like she landed in a comfortable place where she's happy and safe, which without telling her whole backstory, which would take a while, that's very much what that moment was. And I guess Kelsey Shore, who's a good friend who did the drawing, she surprised me with it. She sent it to me in the mail as a Christmas gift. I guess the picture, the photo really spoke to her as well. And I just had her drawing sitting out on my couch since and every time I walked past it, I was like, that just has to be the album cover. I could just picture the words at the top there, and there was just no way around it. It had to be the album cover.
Oh man, you're making me all teary-eyed over here, dude.
Well, I'm I don't know if glad is the right word, but I have gotten that reaction a lot from people, specifically towards the last couple songs. And the first couple people who said it to me, I felt I had to apologize because again, it's hard as a songwriter not to feel like, okay, I don't want to bum people out. I want to keep things upbeat for people, but the truth is there's lots of different types of songs out there. And again, I can't emphasize enough that you can't really control the way these things come out. And to be sharing this emotion with people, it really is a beautiful thing. So thanks for that.
Message to this world is now flowing through me. All your charm, bells and whistles. The day you left, I took them deep into my soul. Never thought I'd have move on after you die, but I'll try. Oh, I'll try. I'll try. You know I'll try. I wonder if you'd laugh, what you would think. I still send myself to the couch when I've had too much to drink. I hope that for your sake, your peace was found. Selfishly, I wish I still had you around. Happy that for a time you conquered your vice. All the
get to the conclusion that you could be comfortable releasing something that's without percussion?
Well, I'm glad you said that too, because I wasn't sure if I should ramble on about it after the first question, but it'll come to a surprise to no one who knows me. But a lot of the inspiration for that came from Sloan, from the band Sloan. Throughout the pandemic, the 4 individual members have been doing acoustic live streams, and it really fascinated me to hear songs that you wouldn't initially think, oh man, that would sound great acoustically. Like they're loud, there's guitar solos and everything. You wouldn't think it would translate, but it amazed me that they managed to transform basically every one of their songs into an acoustic song. And there are 4 songs that were released before as the amalgamation on this, and that was the exact same thing. I mean, a lot of them are really bass driven, and they have like 5 guitar solos in them. You wouldn't think at all to make them an acoustic song, but if you just sit there and wish hard enough, I guess it works out, and I think it did.
I've known you to be a rather musically inclined person. I've heard you play guitar, I've heard you play drums. I didn't know you played piano, and anybody listening to this EP is going to find out very quickly that you definitely know what you're doing behind a set of keys. How did that end up in this release?
Well, thanks a lot, first of all, and I think my initial answer would have to be I don't know how to play piano, and that's what I find really interesting about it. First of all, the decision to do it at all came from, okay, I don't want this to be just 6 flatly acoustic tracks. Again, looking for ways to keep the listener interested. It turned into a bit of a puzzle, like a tambourine there, a couple background harmonies there, and then the piano just ended up taking over the whole album. So, and then to tell the really amazing part to me, I can't believe I haven't mentioned her name yet, but my partner, my girlfriend I was talking about earlier, her name was Melissa Dumont. And she is an amazing pianist, like so impressive. And, she never really believed she was that good, but I always told her she was. And we were both always looking for a way to make life more interesting. Somehow we never figured out that starting a band together would have been a good idea, even though we jammed together a lot. So I obviously, her piano is one of the things that I kept, and I just sat behind it. And one song in particular, Content, is one that we did play together. It was her favorite song of mine, and she started to adapt a lot of the things from the original version to the piano. So I've actually remembered what she did. It stuck out to me, and don't get me wrong, it took a lot of takes. Like some whole nights of tracking were devoted to like one piano part, but I remembered what she did on that song, and I turned on her piano with all the settings that she left it on, and it just kind of came out, and that really blows my mind in a way. Not so much to say like, oh hey, look how good a piano I can be for the first time, but more so that we really can channel these things, and it really is a magical thing, to believe in.
Your mother's words in thought I'd take the bait. Fake plastic flower, she cut the cake. You're wearing thin as your light begins to fade. We are living, we are breathing, the way is fine. We can see our absolution when the morning overshines. We are breathing, somehow believing another side. We can seek our absolution, find our rest on the leeward tide. We are breathing, the weight is fine. And I believe in another side. We are breathing, the weight is fine. When the morning overshines.
Now that this is out there and this is part of the story of Brad Martel, the artist, where do you go from here?
Luckily, it seems pretty obvious as far as the next recording. I definitely want to do a full band thing. Well, I say full band, but I mean, like a Prince or a Trent Reznor or a Tame Impala thing, where I play everything, because that's just a whole lot of fun. And yeah, the direction's really clear to me. I am going to make a bit of an effort to make things a little more upbeat. It's not going to be a fully acoustic album again. And as a lot of people say when they just released an album, I have like 3 or 4 songs written and another 5 half-finished ideas. It really is true. So it won't be a long time before something else comes out. I got a studio up here a home studio up here in Timmins, so it's all right at my fingertips.
So after all this went down, it was the place that was it the place that felt most comfortable for you to return to?
Yeah, I kind of fled back here in February and then went back to Ottawa for the summer, which was, in spite of everything, just a magical time. I connected with so many people and so many new people. I guess because they knew I was leaving, but what was the... Okay, yeah, I came back here. Yeah, literally my entire family is here. I obviously needed a lot of support, so that was one of the reasons. And then the studio was the second reason.
Makes sense to me, man. It's weird to take comfort or to find joy in something rooted in, a distressing or disturbing or just generally awful thing, but at the same time, it's like you almost have to look for it wherever it is and accept it when it comes.
Exactly. Yeah, that's really insightful. And I've always said too, before I even really experienced anything that tough, that we should try to keep this. I don't know what to call the feeling, but just try to keep that cherishing of the good times. Just try to do that all the time. Like, don't just let the meaning of life come out to you when horrible things happen. Easier said than done, but...
quality for extra hits onto this evil ways. Keep them away. Keep them away. These evil ways, 'cause it don't feel the same. The darkest shroud, the deepest hook, your endured, the tantamount look. You were so sure you wrote that book, but these ways don't feel the same. Keep them away. Hey, we'll play your game. Oh, without shame. Wish that I could see through the smoke and mirrors. The real game all plays out in your atmosphere. If I can't tell what you mean through all those tongues in which you speak, then please stay away. From me. Keep them away. These evil ways, 'cause it don't feel the same. Don't feel the same.
From his new EP, We Meet Again, that's Brad Martel and Smoke and Mirrors. We also heard Content before that. We started off that set with I'll Try. All three from the EP from the longtime Ottawa-based artist, out now on his label Sonic Monkey Recording. Killer stuff from our old buddy Brad Martel. That's just about it for us today. Thank you so much for listening. This has been The Album Drop. We'll be back in 7 days with a brand new episode of this program, but in the meantime, feel free to check out our website. It's thealbumdrop.ca. Hundreds of hours of episodes of this program spanning back many, many years, available to stream or download at your discretion. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all very simply as The Album Drop, so make sure you connect with us there so you find out what's happening on this show and you don't miss any of the updates about what we're doing here.